Hi class, in these type of problems we're going to be looking at a population proportion, and what we're basically doing is looking at a sample and estimating some sort of a percentage for the population. Now, if they're asking us to estimate a population proportion, then the sample given, it's going to have a proportion or percentage where X is going to represent the number of successes. The standard error for this formula, it's going to be, well, a critical value, which happens to be a z-score times the square root of the sample proportion times technically the complement. So Q is defined as 1 minus P. And then our interval for the percentages or the proportions are given by estimating, well, using the point estimate of the p-hat plus the error and minus the error. For the critical values, the common ones are going to be here. If they're not one of these, then we have to construct it. Another set of formulas that shows up is if we're estimating, well, how large of a sample do we need for a specific type of confidence interval, then we're looking at these two formulas. If we do have values from the samples, then we're just going to multiply those two. And if we don't have any values, and it'll be stated in the problem for the p-hat or the q-hat, then a replacement by a 25 or 0.25 is actually done. Now, it looks a little bit confusing in terms of all the formulas, but they're actually very simple. For instance, let's take a look at the first example. Take a second and read it. And we're looking at a total of, well, technically two items. So the first step is to determine the values of n. And for this specific problem, we're going to be defining n as the total of the p's. So technically the 428 plus the 152, which happens to be 580, but let me check it. So we're looking at a total of 580, and it technically represents the piece. Okay, so let me just define it as n is equal to technically 580, which we're going to need and then the other portion of the problem to create the actual standard error is the proportion of the successes. So in this case, we're going to have that x. So we're going to let x equal to, well, since we're creating a confidence interval on the yellow piece, the total of yellow piece. So in this case, x is going to represent the 152 yellow piece. Now this gives us the p-hat, which represents x over the values of n. And in this case, 152 divided by 580 so 152 divided by 580, and I'm going to carry about 4 decimal places so that we're matching with the shortcuts. So 0.26, 21, rounding to 4 decimal places. The next value that we need, it's technically the q-hat. So the values of q-hat, and these are complements. So technically p-hat, it's going to represent the number of successes. Q-hat, it's going to represent 1 minus p-hat, or the failures, or in this case, not the yellow piece. So we could just do 1 minus the values of p-hat, or 1 minus 0.2621. So 1 minus 0.2621, it's 0.7379. Okay, we actually have almost everything except the critical value. So because the value of c happens to be a 95%, then in this case, C is equal to 0.95, then the critical value, it's going to be C is equal to, and a 95%, it's actually one of these, so it's going to be the 1.96. And we technically have all the values for the standard error. So at this point, let me jump into the standard error. And in this case, this is the messy formula that you see with the square root. So the C of the alpha divided by 2 is just the critical value times the square root of p hat and q hat divided by n. So that's going to be the error that we're going to be carrying. So let me just rewrite it as Z times the values of the square root of p hat, q hat over n, which in this case, we're going to be using 1.96 times the square root of 0.2621 times 0.7379 over our value of n, which happens to be the 580. So this is going to give us that the error, it's approximately, and let me type it in. Okay, I'm getting that the error, it's approximately 0.0358, rounding to 2 decimal places. Actually, to 4 decimal places, sorry. So 0.0358, let me check all the actual calculation. I think we're good. Okay, the last portion is the actual confidence interval. So in this case, our value of the proportion, it's going to be bounded by the p hat and the addition of the error and the p hat minus the error. So let me just rewrite it as the confidence interval. And once again, we're going to be bounding p hat by the following values. So it's going to be the p hat plus the error and the p hat minus the error. So the population proportion, it's going to be 0.2621 plus the 0.0358. And then 0.2621 minus the 0.0358. Let me type it in. Okay, so our P, it's going to be bounded above, and let me double check, 0.0358. The upper bound is going to be 0.2978. Lower bound, it's going to be 0.2264. And most of these, after we carry 4 decimal places, they're going to want to round to 2, since they represent percentages, so perhaps 0.30, and the lower bound is 0.22. This is the actual inequality. All of these, we need to end up with a sentence that states that we're creating a confidence interval. So based on this experiment, we would be expecting with about a 5% error, the proportion of the yellow piece that goes between 22 to 30%. So let me write the sentence. And in this case, it's sufficient to say that the 95% confidence interval for the proportion of the yellow piece is approximately 0.22 to 0.30, which is approximately technically 22 to 22% to 30%, and I'm just going to put yellow peas. And then in our final sentence, we have to make sure we mention the actual level. Some of these are going to be asking for percentages, and also make sure that we mention that this is a, well, confidence interval for a proportion. It has to be stated, otherwise somebody may misunderstand it for the mean. And then you're also mentioning the successes, in this case the yellow piece. Let me fix this. In terms of the actual interval, some of these, they're going to be asking for a decimal and also a interval that contains percentages. So that's what I did here. I just expressed them as percentages, because if we were going to do a prediction, we would say that based on this experiment, in this case, based on an experiment that has an N of 580, we would expect anywhere for future experiments to find about 22 to 30% of the yellow piece. Now, that's it for this problem, but let me show you the shortcut. And the shortcut's going to be as follows. Let me try to fit the calculator here. So you're simply going to go to you go to stats and then move to test. In test, you're going to find the 1 proportion z interval. And you're basically going to input x, which represents the x's, 152, and 580. C level, I'm adjusting it to 0.95. And this is going to carry a little bit of error. But if you were to round, actually, let me see. Yeah, this one gives us 0.22 to 0.29. We would have said 0.23. That's because I've only carried 4 decimal places in the calculation. The software carries more even with the critical value. It's not only using 1.86, it's using more values. But if the Pearson homework is asking for, in this case, the technology, you want to run it via this way. That's actually it for this problem.